After you die, your body will become stiff. But do you know why? I'm Dr. Eric Hanberg, and this is a lecture in Forensic Pathology Basic Principles brought to you by the National Association of Medical Examiners. Please go to thename.org for more information. After death, your body will no longer make adenosine triphosphate, or ATP, which is the main fuel source that your cells use to function. And even though the production of ATP stops, the consumption of ATP continues. And when you finally run out, you'll develop rigor mortis, which directly translates to the stiffness of death. Because the actin and myosin that make your muscles contract require ATP to unbind from each other, when you run out of ATP, they become permanently coupled and you develop rigor mortis. Assuming that you're in a temperate climate, rigor mortis will typically onset about 2 to 4 hours from the time of death, and it will be fully developed about 6 to 12 hours after death. Rigor mortis involves all of the muscles at the same rate, and that means that the smaller muscles will show these changes physically before the larger ones. That's why typically rigor mortis starts in the jaw and the small muscles of the face, and then progresses to include the arms and legs. There's an interesting and rare phenomenon called cadaveric spasm, and that's wherein someone would expend a large amount of ATP immediately prior to death. Typically that's through a violent struggle of some kind. And then after death, that would lead to them developing what is essentially instantaneous rigor mortis. Now, if anyone out there is in EMS and you've actually seen a case of cadaveric spasm, please let me know in the comments. Eventually, rigor mortis will dissipate on its own, and that's due to decomposition. Because decomposition is so temperature dependent, that also means that the length of rigor mortis is very temperature dependent. In temperate climates, we would expect rigor mortis to dissipate in about 36 hours, but in a very hot climate, a body can be fully decomposed within 24 hours, and there would obviously be no rigor. In the forensic setting, it is certainly better to break rigor or slowly stretch the muscle out rather than simply let the body decompose, potentially contaminating evidence.